Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of HRD 631, The Adult Learner. On Monday, we start week number 3, which is quite amazing because I don't know what it feels like to you, but it feels like this semester just started, but all of a sudden we're in week number 3. So, congratulations on making it this far. Thank you for actively participating and uh, it's always a challenge getting going in either one of the semesters. It could be the fall or the spring. And so if you're just getting back into the routine, stick with it. I think we're hitting stride. So congratulations on getting to this point. So before I get to the week 3 materials, I just wanted to say to everybody I'm a little behind on responding on the discussion forums. My goal is by Monday to be up to date on those, so stick with it, and I will have some comments and some other things to say on the discussion boards. So if you haven't received a response from me yet, just hang tight, and like I said, by the end of Monday, I'm going to be all caught up on that. So let's get right to week number 3 materials. And I'll get through the nuts and the bolts, and I'll just give you an overview of the 2 chapters and then the optional reading and just some thoughts on the week 3 discussion forums. So as you can see, we're in week number 3. This little button here, I have not made the materials available. I'll do that as soon as I send out the video. It's Saturday morning at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Here's the video that you're going to be taking a look at. The activities. So this specific activity is to do. Read 2 chapters, chapters 4 and 16, and then we have an electronic reserve article on what is college really like for adult students. And I'll have some thoughts on that. Please watch this video. The link works fine. For some reason, the quality isn't what I was hoping for. I've used this in a couple of classes, and it seems like it gets worse every time. So please just take a look at this video. It's really important information in here. You might want to just listen to it like a podcast, but I think it's well worthwhile. I haven't found a suitable replacement, but it's really about the transformation in the United States, and it's worthwhile listening to and watching, even though the quality isn't perfect. I'd like you to post. We have a discussion forum for this week, and there's 3 parts, and you can choose on 1 part, 2 part, or 3 part. And I really don't want these discussion forums to take you a tremendous amount of time. They are not meant to do that. They are meant to be a discussion point. Do your initial posting by the middle of the week, usually by the end of Wednesday, and then you can participate or comment on a couple others. And I'd love it if you participated on even more than that, comment on others. So 100 to 150 words, not a lot. For those that pre-type, you use Word to maybe type your discussion forum, your discussion post. Easy enough to check how many words you have, and then you can copy and paste it into this discussion forum. So focus in on A, B, or C, or all 2 of them or 3 of them. It's really up to you. And I keep on saying, start focusing on an exploration project. So this project, and I did talk about it a little bit in the optional Zoom meeting last night. So if you haven't taken a look at that, I'd really encourage you to go back, go to the recorded Zoom sessions and take a look at that video, because I do talk about the topics. How do you select a topic? Don't need to do anything on this at this point, but just start thinking about some area in adult education or related that you want to explore. So the materials, let me click on this. This is an introduction, really just a brief introduction to the 2 chapters, and then Brookville's article. Chapter 3, really it focuses on adult learners. Specifically, who participates and why do they participate? Now, for those that are already in the field, you're in higher education, you understand adult learners, this may be a refresher for you, but it's really interesting to look at some of the barriers and some of the reasons why adults do participate. And I just had a discussion with somebody in one of my classes, um, actually two of them this week, concerning the barriers. And, sometimes I hear from not colleagues in higher ed, but some colleagues of mine from the past say things like, well, adult distance education, learning online isn't as good. And first of all, the research doesn't support that. Adults learn when they need and they want to learn. And, efficacy of online education is no different than in person. So when you talk about barriers, and we may have somebody or people in this class that would not be participating in this course if it wasn't offered in an asynchronous fashion online. We have big state, 18 million acres of forest in the state of Maine, and it's a long distance from Fort Kent to Kittery. So depending upon where you are in that area, just say you're up in the county, it could be a 2-hour trip for you to get to an in-person course. And it might not even be the course that you want to take. So there's lots of barriers. So online education, like what we have in this program, really does remove a tremendous amount of barriers. But also in this chapter, we talk about some of the barriers could be pressure at home, it could be financial, etc. That's what chapter 4 is about. Chapter 16 expands upon that and really gets into more of the characteristics of learning in childhood versus learning in adult. Now, learning in childhood and the art and science of studying this is called pedagogy and andragogy, which we start in a little while. And in 2 weeks from now, we study adult learning theories, and that's a big one. So those are really the distinction: pedagogy, children, andragogy, adults. And we will get into more detail, including talking about I think pedagogy is really an established theory. Andragogy, is it a theory or is it a set of assumptions? And I'll leave that to 2 chapters from now. So that's what chapter 16 is about. Brookfield article. You might look at this and say, boy, this is an old article. And it is. But it's important enough for everybody to read, and it discusses the 4 significant themes that emerge from student descriptions and how they experience learning on campus. So some of this is a little bit old, but I want to keep it in there because there's some real important concepts that are discussed. So jump over the fact that it's a little older article, but it's not a hard article to read, and it's not that long, but it gives you some ideas of what it feels like to be an adult student on campus in particular. So that's an introduction to those topics, the learning objectives for the week, the activities. This is just, once again, here's the Brookfield article. Here's the YouTube video. I've checked the link. It works fine. Chapters to read, the discussion questions. Fast forward, which isn't really a fast forward. Here's the video, so you can follow the link or you can follow it here. I think I would follow the link if I was you, because it seems like you go to the actual YouTube website and the link in this video is a little clearer. There's the article, weekly organizer, the advanced organizer for week number 4. So for those that are, looking ahead, they're trying to get ahead, here's all the information for that. And let me go back here. Module 3, come down, advanced organizer, video, and then we have our discussion forum way down at the bottom of the page. So that's it for me. Less than 10 minutes. Yahoo! Still a little long, but every week it seems like there's a lot of materials that, at least I want to go over and make sure that everybody knows exactly what it is that I'm asking you to do. If you have any questions, you need help in any way, please reach out to me. I am here to help, and I hope you have a wonderful week number 3. We'll see you online. Bye.